We played this on the show last week. They had the Bush Library thing, and all the presidents got together and they said nice things about George Bush. And Tony Blair was asked by David Gregory on Press the Meat if he felt about.
I call it me depressed.
Me depressed. I like it.
Oh. Good. They're both good.
If it's Sunday, it's me depressed.
I like that. Okay. So here is David Gregory asking Tony Blair what he thinks of George Bush, and here's his response.
Well, I thought it was a great advertisement for America today, by the way. I mean, you had 5 presidents, including President Obama, and all behaving with a sort of graciousness and civility towards each other. I thought was fantastic.
It's nice. So it's fantastic. They're all being civil to each other, right?
Nobody was arm wrestling each other. You're the other guy. You're in my house. I wish I didn't have to leave that house. It was a great house.
Right. What
does he expect?
What the hell are they going to do?
Right,
Sit there going, oh, this is your library? Of course.
And it's not a great advertisement for our country.
No.
Can you imagine that running as an advertisement? Visit America. These 5 guys will stand next to each other cordially for 30 seconds with a very coolly demeanor between each other and clearly no real rapport. America! Come visit us.
Come visit us. 3 of these 5 guys are war criminals.
Yeah. Exactly. I love that. It was amazing how Herbert Walker Bush, his whole speech to honor his son's legacy at the unveiling of his library, 36 seconds.
Oh, really?
Literally, his whole speech was like,
is that right?
Oh, swear to God, 30 seconds. He goes, we're here for my son, and it's a beautiful day. Weather's great. We got a cold front moving in. It was like not a word about his son's details of his life.
Honestly, Barb and I thought it was going to be Jeb. Yeah.
We're still pinching ourselves at this moron.
It was like that Today Show interview where Barbara Bush kept saying, we've had enough Bushes. Before she said that, she also twice said, even though Jeb is by far the most qualified Bush, she's making a strong point. He should not run even, and he's the only one qualified. And I still think he falls far short of what we would need to lead a nation.
He should run. And he's qualified, and I'm saying no.
My husband and the older son, Jesus. Or younger son, whatever.
Okay, so let's. He's actually got a little bit more to say. Can you dislike George Bush? Tony Blair says this.
President Obama actually put his finger on it when he said it's impossible to know George Bush and not like him. So, often people say to me back home, they say, "Come on, you didn't like him, really, did you?" And I say, "No, you can totally disagree with them, but as a human being, he is someone of immense character and genuine integrity. So, you can say people have different views about decisions, but there's very few people who know him who don't like him and respect him as a person."
What do you have to do to Tony Blair to be called someone who doesn't have immense integrity? Like you have to start 3 wars, and then Tony Blair's like, all right, yeah.
You have to. Go ahead.
Well, no, I think his point is not necessarily very globally minded, because I think his point there is like it's impossible to know George Bush and not like him unless you're one of hundreds of thousands of Iraqi families. In which case, you probably really hate the man.
Yes, they did know him. They know him very well.
If my father were still alive, he would not like him either. He murdered him for no reason.
Now, Tony Blair, actually, I got him on the phone. We got him on the. No, Tony, you don't really like George Bush, do you? You dislike him, don't you?
No, that would be impossible.
No, you dislike him. Come on.
There's literally no way.
Come on, Tony. Are you saying
it cannot be done?
I bet you I could. If I tried really hard, I could scrape up some hatred for George W.
No,
Bush.
I tried with all of my might to do it, and I failed utterly. That's the thing. If he had simply met everyone in the United States, he would have been the most popular president ever.
if he would have
100%. But of course, there's logistical problems with that proposition.
You mean meet?
And one cannot simply go out and meet 300 million people.
No.
But if that were possible, he would be beloved.
Yes, he would. But that isn't possible.
So, could have been a gangbang, sort of.
You're saying that if he meets every.
Yes, and he would do that American sort of Texan backslapping thing, like, "Oh, faggoty Magoo," and everyone would sort of fall about themselves laughing, and I've never understood that, but.
Yeah,
he is very likable. He should simply meet everyone in person. All of the strident professional left, if they simply met him in person, they'd be aghast with the yes, warmth, adoration, and just sort of a spirit of goodwill that overcomes you when you meet George W. Bush.
So you're saying if he would just like, I don't know, go meet people who are in the professional left media and he just met them, like if he met Cenk or if he met me.
If George W. Bush simply walked through the halls at MSNBC, giving them nicknames and slapping their backs, that building would collapse, like at the end of Fight Club. There'd just be no person to shoot anymore. It would just
Or
fall
during
to
his
the ground.
presidency.
Yes. What would he say? What's he going to say when he walks through the halls of MSNBC? I mean, he's just going to give people nicknames and that's going to make them fall about the place? I don't understand. So if he just goes there in person.
They'd all get their own nicknames.
Yeah.
Rachel Maddow would be Dykey, and she would acquiesce to that oddly. And Lawrence O'Donnell would be Baby Dry Drunk. And he'd call it that to his face. Wow. And everyone would be fine with it.
Baby Dry Drunk. Okay, it would be Baby Dry Drunk. Okay. But so you're saying that.
Oh, Rachel would. she'd fall about herself.
Really?
Be nicknamed by George W. Bush.
I don't think so.
He called me lime shitter, and at first I was aghast, but there's the way he said it. I was immediately emotionally cleaved to this man.
Yes, but he's not a good guy, Tony. You know that. He's a war criminal, and
I appreciate that. He is a great treasure.
yes, and you went along with him. You're kind of a piece of shit too, but for going along with him. That's a lot of people think that that's what ruined you.
Go fuck yourself.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, that was Tony Blair. Thank you very much, Tony. Thanks for.
That really does bring up an interesting point, though. I bet you the Iraq War might have been a lot more popular if George Bush had nicknamed that.
Oh, he should have.
Fun occupation time.
Right.
Make it like a Japanese game show.
Yeah. We're going to go over to the Sango Boom Boom.
Yeah, you're right.
The rock and roll war.
You're right.
Yeah.
Hide and go seek, extreme edition.
That's Malachi. I got a nickname for him. It's Mally.
Make it like a high, make a honey hole.
Mikhailo Hickerher. What's up, Stretch? I call him Stretch. All right.
Called his foreign policy stretch. The stretch of truth. We called it a stretch.
Stretcher. It's a stretcher.